Let's play some hockey tonight.
Energetic, passionate, and savvy. Gouche Live. Brought to you by the good people at the Hockey News and Sports Illustrated. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Gouche.
It's time. It's time for another episode of Gouche Live right here at the Bottomline restaurant. Of course, I'm inside. Outside is a tremendous patio. Come and see Wayne Cowley. We'll be here tomorrow night now that the weather's cool. We were supposed to be here last week. We're going to be here this Thursday night. Come on down and join us. Starting around 6 o'clock. We're going to have a lot of fun. Listen, I'm wearing the number. Yes, sir. Number 29. Of course, it's not about me. It's about the gold medal winner yesterday, Marie-Philippe Poulin. Unbelievable. There's Captain Canada. She is Captain Crunch. I'll tell you what, she has scored some impressive goals, but certainly that goal she scored last night has got to be up in the top 5 of all time, not only in the women's, but probably in the men's. So a big congratulations to our women's team beating Team USA, not only once, but twice in this tournament, and most important, in the gold medal game. Hey, I'm really excited. They're saying that I'm energetic, passionate, but the guy I'm coming up with right now, Josh Brittain, he's all of that and more. He's traveled the world very similar like myself. His skates are his passport to the world, no question. Where he has been, what he has done, what he has won is absolutely incredible. He is, no question, a winner. He was drafted in the 3rd round, 71th overall by the Anaheim Mighty Ducks in 2008. He was also drafted by the Kingston Frontenacs. Of course, we know that Dougie Gilmour was there. We'll ask him about that experience. And then he's been the AHL leading player there, East Coast League. Then went over to played in the city that I had an opportunity to play for in Deggendorf with Christian Hedba. So pretty exciting that we almost traveled the world together. Yes, we did, because he also ended up in the Ice Hockey Classic a couple of years, and just recently was one of the best players in the Ice Hockey Classic here in Toronto. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here he is, Josh Brittain.
Hey there.
Hey, Brett.
Thanks for having me.
How you doing?
I'm doing excellent, buddy. It's great to see you.
You know, it's kind of funny where I'm at the Bottomline restaurant. I asked for a coffee. I don't know. He gave me, looks like some cream and milk. I don't even know what that is. It looks more like a milkshake. And you know what's really scary? Is he gave me sweet and low. Now, what is that suggesting? Like I put on a few pounds and he's thinking I should take care of, stop the sugar?
Or he's just he's trying to look out for your health. One of the two.
I'm insulted. Well, no, then he'll feed me a bunch of chicken wings that are fried with French fries. Stick with the salad, Gooch. Stick with the salad. Hey, Josh, listen, first and foremost, thank you for coming on. Obviously, you know, one of the things we want to talk about is your career. You were drafted by the Kingston Frontenacs. Was that with Dougie Gilmour? Was he there?
Yeah, I was with Dougie for about 2 weeks. And then I ended up leaving right after because there was a lot of changes in the organization. I had already just been drafted at that point, and yeah, Dougie was awesome. He was nothing but nice to me. He was a really good coach. I remember him pulling me into the office and him always being lighthearted and joking around. And I remember he even, you know, let me use one of his sticks and said, if you ever need 20 of them, just let me know. I'll reach out and hook you up. So he was always a great guy, and I know everyone loves him. And yeah, he was great.
Well, that's obviously how you got the scoring touch. Saw the other night when you played for Canada in the Ice Hockey Classic here at Mount Ice. You got some incredible moves. You almost look like a young Dougie Gilmour. Let's talk a little bit about that. Obviously being drafted. Tell us about being drafted, because obviously I never did. I know Wayne Cowley never did either, so he wouldn't know that feeling. Why don't you tell us what it was like to hear your name being called and being drafted by those Mighty Ducks?
It's actually a pretty exceptional story, my draft story, because when we were supposed to be going to the draft in Ottawa, which is only about 5 hours from Toronto, where I'm from, I'd actually got a text from my agent saying that I shouldn't go to the draft. And we took it upon ourselves to just go anyway because I had such a great season, and I figured, you know, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I can't be missing out on this. So we ended up going on the second day of the draft, which is usually the second to sixth round or whatever, eighth round, however many there are. And yeah, I was with my family and sitting there, and I ended up getting called up to the stage, getting drafted by the Ducks, which was an incredible memory that I'll never forget. But not only that, I got to do a full-on like TV interview. I got to go, downstairs. I got to meet Brian Burke. I got the full draft experience. I had an interview that I could share. I spoke with all my friends. So, in hindsight, looking back on it, it was the best decision that we decided to go, even if it was against the advice of my agent to not go. I'm still glad that we sucked it up and did the 5-hour drive and got the full, NHL experience that day. It was really special.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm here at the bottom line. I got to hang on a sec. I got to go place an order for chicken wings for him. It's always lively here at the bottom line, so make sure you come and check it out. Josh, I did say the Mighty Ducks. I apologize. I was aging yourself. I remember them as the Anaheim Mighty Ducks, and of course they changed it just to Anaheim Ducks. How cool was it to meet Brian Burke? Like, he's a crusty old soul on TV. He looks like he's not a very nice man, but I hear the difference when you actually meet him in person. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it really is. He definitely gives off a certain energy. A toughness or kind of a standoffishness, but I think in reality, like once you meet him, you really realize how big of a heart he has and how caring he is, especially about the people around him that are close to him. And I know that he went out of his way to be in my corner and draft me. That meant a lot to me to shake his hand and meet him and say thank you. So.
Well, the women's last night, as you saw, won the gold medal, number 29. Poulin scored a beauty, of course. You have been on a world, a under 18 gold medal championship team. Walk us through that. I just saw a picture of you, the Ducks. We'll get back to that in a second. But walk us through the feeling they must have. Obviously, they didn't have the same experience as you did because there were no fans. But, man, was it ever cool. And the way she scored it, and classic going all the way down the ice. She was sitting on the bench when the horn went off, and she knew she had scored. Talk to us about that winning feeling that they must have been going through.
Yeah, that's something special. I mean, to do something like that in such a big and important game on such a stage is really incredible. It's really hard to put into words the feelings that you get when you're on a stage like that. I mean, you're playing with the best players. You're playing at the highest level, the fastest speed. You're representing your country. You have so many emotions going on. I remember my experience in Russia when we won. I think we beat them 8-0 in Russia. And the atmosphere was just like electric. Like you couldn't have scripted a better, I guess, game. And I think last night was the same for the women's team. And it's great to see Canada, winning gold again in hockey. That's where we deserve to be. So.
Well, it's tremendous. Obviously, that in itself, what an experience being drafted by the Kingston Frontenacs. And then, of course, being able to put on that jersey. We saw it here just earlier. You putting on the Ducks jersey is fantastic. How cool was it to actually don that NHL jersey? Obviously, you didn't get a chance to play in the NHL. You certainly got to go to training camp, and here's a great shot of you in that Ducks jersey.
Yeah, that was a special time, definitely. And, going to training camp and experiencing everything like that. I mean, I remember watching, I was at camp, I was on a line with Getzlaf and Perry at one point, and I remember going up the ice skating behind Perry, and he got a pass from Getzlaf right over the offensive blue line. He went one knee down, slap shot from the blue line, and it went bar down right by the goalie's ear. And I had the perfect angle watching it all happen. And I just remember, being in absolute shock at how good these guys were. And that motivated me to try and get my game to that level, seeing how good those guys were. And playing hockey in California is another experience in itself. It's just, something that you wouldn't expect, seeing the palm trees and then going into the rink, and then coming out and being able to go to the beach. I mean, it's just like everything you could ever want and more while playing hockey. It was great.
And of course, either Disney World or Disneyland, I don't know which one's over there. You must have had a lot of fun with that. Hey, listen, I know we bounced around a little bit here. I did want to ask you, of course, you left Frontenacs and you went to Barrie Colts, another storied franchise. Talk to us a little bit about the Barrie Colts, and I know you went to Plymouth Whalers. In your career, you had an opportunity to move around a lot, and that's not always a bad thing. Some people say, oh, God, I'm living in a suitcase. But you got to meet so many people, get connected to so many people, and see so many incredible spots. And playing with Barrie Colts must have been an exciting time for you, too.
Yeah, Barrie is amazing. They are a storied franchise. They are always a good team. And I can tell you that, sometimes, change is scary, but at the same time, change is also a really good thing. It allows you, again, like you said, to branch out, meet new people, connect with a whole new vast group of teammates, management, different people looking at you, different eyes on you. So sometimes, change seems scary, but it's also sometimes the thing that can really light the fire underneath you and rejuvenate your playing career or your ice time, or maybe you're on a team that you're not playing a lot on, and you think you need a new start. I would say jump on that opportunity and go for it, because a lot of good things can come from being uncomfortable and trying new things.
You've certainly had that opportunity. I just want to, you played for Syracuse Crunch. I'm not doing this because you've moved a bunch of places, but some really cool Elmore Jackals, Fort Wayne, Hershey Bears. Of course, a lot of us know that through the Nathan Walker story when we followed him. Norfolk Admirals, the Indy Fuel. That's kind of a neat name, of course. Did you ever get a chance to go to the Indianapolis 500?
I went to the racetrack and I kissed the bricks. I never watched a race there. But there's a fun fact too about the Indianapolis racetrack. There's actually a golf course, I believe, in the inside of the track or just outside of it. Yeah, just outside of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it looked absolutely pristine. Probably one of the nicer courses I've ever seen. You've played it. Nice.
My wife was involved with the Indy team here in Toronto. They went down there, and I won't tell this story. It takes way too long, but I got an opportunity, and we golfed there with the driver, and it was so cool because you're thinking, here you are. That in itself is iconic, just to see that Indianapolis 500. And I was there when there was 500,000 people in that joint, the stealth bombers for the launch. Incredible. And then the next day we went out and golfed. Another one, obviously, the Allen Americans. Allentown's always a very special place, Chicago Wolves. But here's the one, you played in Slovak. And Josh, a lot of people may not know, you've won several trophies in your life. That must have been cool when you won in Slovak for, I think it's called the Banska. I won't even attempt the other part of that name, but tell us about that. Because you're going from AHL East Coast League over to obviously a new beginning in Europe, and you win a trophy right off the bat.
Yeah, that season was really special. Winning a championship, it takes a special group to come together and do that. Banska has always historically been a team that's won championships. So for me to go there and start my first year overseas with them was really a good move, but also an incredible experience. We experienced so many new things. The culture is completely different in Slovakia than it is in Canada. The people are obviously really nice. And then the hockey, you're playing on a bigger ice surface. You're getting used to the European game. And again, like I said, there's nothing like winning championships, but having that special group of guys, especially seeing that we went to game, I think 5 or game 7 of the finals, series to win the trophy in the opposing team's arena. It was an incredible experience that I'll never forget. And, I'm really, really happy that I chose to go there and experience that.
That is absolutely exciting. I know we're having a little bit of a technical issue. There's some sort of noise in the restaurant. I'll have to talk to Wayne Calley about that. He's probably got the air conditioning on, and it's 15 above outside. I thought it was going to snow. Hey, listen, obviously I got a chance to meet you. We had lunch in Deggendorf where you played in the 2nd division in Germany. That must have been a real cool time. Talk to us about the experiences. You're in Slovak, and then you're in Germany, and then I think, if I'm not mistaken, you were in Sweden or Finland last year, or the year.
Yeah, I was in Sweden last year. Last year was a bit of a weird year with COVID. My priority was just basically to play. where I think a lot of guys didn't get the opportunity to play. So Sweden was an incredible spot, incredible country, really great team. And again, Germany as well, same situation. It was really a lot of fun to play there. We had one of the team sponsors was someone who was taking care of our living situation, our apartment, and I made a lifelong friend in him. We still keep in touch. He ended up finding me left-handed golf clubs, so I've been able to, also golf in Germany, in Sweden, all the countries that I've played in. Not only have I been able to play hockey, but also, golf in all of those countries as well, which has been pretty neat as well.
Well, Josh, we need to get out and golf. I was on a golf course early this morning with my producer,
Nice.
who kicked my butt, actually. So I'm not happy with him. Jordan's a young buck. I'm 62 years old. It's tough to swing. I had frozen shoulders, so I keep telling him the only reason why I can't swing as good is because I scored so many goals over in Europe. My shoulders got hurt. But he's not buying that one. Listen, I got a chance to think about that in Deggendorf. A lot of people would not even know where that is, just north of Munich. And here we are having lunch together. Obviously, my good friend Christian Helber's there. Then, obviously, after the European, you've come back, and you've been with us a couple of times to our Ice Hockey Classic in Australia, New Zealand. You've been an absolute monster on these tours for us. You help get guys for us. You yourself are just one of those players that's dynamic, and the fans love you with all your fancy dangles that you do. Talk to us about that experience. Obviously, going from playing really high-level hockey and then coming over to Australia, where some guys just think it's just a bunch of fun and it's a vacation. As you know, they do get pretty intense. And we just recently had the game here in Toronto, where we wanted to host it so that, and there you are with one of our biggest ambassadors, and he actually coached you over in Australia, Paul Rosen, interviewing you. The jerseys look fantastic. You look great. Talk to us about all of that. You've supported us with our causes, but having an opportunity to play at that level in front of anywhere from 10 to 15,000 fans. Did you expect that?
Well, first of all, I want to say those jerseys are amazing. I really, when I first saw those, I was like, wow, those are. But speaking to the Ice Hockey Classic, I mean, you guys have done such a phenomenal job. I really enjoy every trip that I to now. You really go out of your way to take care of all the guys and make sure that everyone has a great experience. But not only that, putting on an incredible show for the fans. I remember when we sold out Rod Laver Arena, I think it was 20,000 people, somewhere around there. And the atmosphere was electric. I remember, I think the Zamboni might have broken as well, and you guys found a way to make it work. You were out there grinding, making sure the ice was good for the boys to go out there and put on a show for all the Aussies. And man, I just, can't say enough to you guys, and what a great show you guys put on. As far as the stuff outside of the rink too, meeting people, raising money for charity. I mean, just the list goes on, all the great stuff that comes from, the Ice Hockey Classic. And, not only that, the games are also quite intense. I mean, the one we just had in Toronto, I think we were down like 4 or 5 goals going into the third period, and we rallied to come back. We made a couple line changes, got the chemistry worked out, got the kinks worked out, and, we ended up coming back to push the game into overtime. So it's not only just about the trip, it's about, putting on a good experience for the fans and showcasing, the talent that we're bringing over for the U.S. and the Canadians.
First hit, you were down 6 goals. It was 7-1.
Oh, God.
You guys stormed. I know they changed lines. You were with a couple of the young guys at the beginning, and then your line just was dynamic. You guys were all over the map there, and it was really exciting. Obviously, Kevin Noble was there. You got to play against Zenit Konopka. Drake Kajula, who was fantastic. He just actually had a hole-in-one the other day, his first. So he posted a picture right after the Classic. I'm sure that's why. I wanted to ask you, it was actually the Rod Laver Arena. And that's where the Aussie Opens played. And yes, we had some technical issues. Anytime you do these type of events, you're always going to have. But how awesome was it to be playing in center court ice hockey. Like it was, we had to build it over top of the tennis court. And it was just an amazing, eclectic building to be inside of.
It was a really cool experience because if you think about how a tennis court or a tennis building is built, I mean, the seats basically go vertically directly upwards over the rink, or the tennis court, which is in the middle. And I just, I found like it was very different compared to how a hockey rink is built. I thought it added to the game and to the intimacy of the game where you can get everyone just kind of sitting up. I mean, the place was packed. You guys did such a great job, organizing it and ironing out all the kinks, and it was a massive success. I'm pretty sure Canada won that game too, which helped. So,
absolutely. Hey, listen, let's talk a little bit about obviously the transition. You're going to be playing this year. We can't make the announcement yet. All the details haven't been done, but you're staying in North America. But you're also doing something really cool, and that's why I have so much respect for you, Josh. You've had a great career, and you're giving back. So you're now involved with Highlight Hockey, which, of course, highlight means probably a lot of the goals you scored over your lifetime. And it's a player development, helping kids reach that potential dream of not necessarily, and as you know it, making the NHL, but having the opportunity to love this game, live this game, play for as long as you can. And you know what? If you don't get to in the NHL, you may have opportunities of where you actually got to, going the AHL East Coast League, and then obviously going off to Europe.
Yeah, exactly. So, my business now, I'm just starting it from the ground up right now. And, I really enjoy helping kids. There's a lot of happiness and satisfaction that comes from helping kids. Me having mentors growing up and having those people help me, and now being the person that can do that for kids, is really special to me. It's something that's important to me. But not only that, I've added this, extra elements, to player development, which involves video, which is why the basis of my company, Highlight Hockey, is about, video-based teaching. So I'll be going out and running skill sessions, edge work, body contact, scoring, all these things, and I'll be able to film them and show them in real time what their stride looks like, what their mechanics look like, how they need to improve. So in real time, they get back to say, hey, this is what my favorite NHL player looks like when he shoots, and this is what I need to look like, so I can quicken that learning curve and quicken that development so that they can see themselves in real time. Which has been, exciting. I'm really enjoying it. And, if anyone wants to reach out and follow me on Instagram, we've got that going. We're on Facebook at Highlight Hockey. And it's great. I'm really looking forward to seeing where this takes me. And it's something that I'm starting while I'm still playing, so that when I'm done, I can make a nice, smooth transition into, growing this business and help as many kids as possible.
How fantastic is that? We're so excited for you. Is there a website we can get people to check to?
Currently working on the website aspect of it, but we're on Instagram. We got a Facebook page, all that good stuff. Twitter, Highlight Hockey HD.
Okay. Well, you make sure you keep us informed. We'll plug that along the way, especially we'll be following your career here, being down, obviously, in North America. It'll be easier to communicate. Hey, listen, I really want to thank you, but I do want to ask you, out of all the places in the world that you've traveled and played hockey, can you just give us one of those cities or one of those towns that you were in where you said, wow, I can't believe I'm here. It's one of the prettiest places on the planet.
Well, I mean, that's a tough question because I've been to quite a few. However, I will say Australia has to be up there in the #1 spot as incredibly cool destinations I've been able to go and play hockey. I think the experience that you provided, with the Canada versus US games, it's second to none. And Australia and hockey, they don't seem to necessarily mesh on paper, but once you get over there and it's all set up and you see the fans and how passionate they are for hockey over there, and you include the beautiful country and the beautiful weather, I mean, it's just, it's the best there is. So.
Fantastic. Get ready because we're going back 2022. I know you have to maybe take off a couple of weeks. Come on over there when we do the outdoor game in Queenstown. Josh, thank you. And here's John LaRoche, Jordan's father out in Thailand, writing saying, hey, great to have so many good players staying in the game. Congrats. Thank you, Josh, for all you do. I look forward to following you this year, obviously, because I know you're going to be a big part of our Ice Hockey Classic next year. And thank you for always being there for us. Josh Brittain.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
See you, bud. What a classy guy. I love this guy. Again, you know, you travel the world, you meet a lot of people. And here I had an opportunity to meet him in a city I played in the middle of nowhere in Germany. And he's always so delightful. And he's just a nice man. And glad that he's staying in the game. Hey, listen, as we wrap up Gooch Live, we're obviously here at the Bottom Line. Please check it out. Wayne's done an amazing job with an outdoor patio, the best chicken wings on the planet, and an invitation to Josh when he comes into Toronto. We'll make sure we bring him down here to taste how good they are, and then we'll have a comparison. And of course, as we wrap up, we want to talk about some of the things that went on in the NHL. This is all being brought to you by those good people of the Hockey News and, of course, Sports Illustrated. And I can't do a wrap up without my good producer, Jordan. Come on up.
Hey, Gooch.
How cool is he? Well, you met him at the Ice Hockey Classic. Just a cool demeanor, eh? He's just
just a really nice guy. Awesome to be around. We had a couple of conversations in the locker room before the game and before a couple of the practices that he was there for. I mean, just a really nice guy, and honestly, it's a pleasure to be around.
Yeah, no question. There are some guys that are crusty and just old and ugly. He is certainly none of those. Hey, listen, I know you're going to bring us up to speed. The New York Islanders have been very busy last couple of days. I even actually said last week, why has Kyle Palmieri not been signed? So I know you're going to update us with some of the things that have gone on.
Yeah, you know, they announced a series of signings all today, actually. Casey Zizekas, Kyle Palmieri, Anthony Beauvillier, and Ilya Sorokin all signed deals today. You know, they kind of range in term and in money. I think probably the best signing there was Beauvillier at 3 years, $4.15 million. I mean, this is a guy who's going to be their second line center. I think on any other NHL roster, he's a first line guy. I mean, last year with 28 points in 47 games, along with a plus 15, those are pretty good numbers for a second line center on that Islanders team that really focuses on defense. And again, looking at Ilya Sorokin, that's probably the biggest signing they've made this offseason, solely because he's going to be their guy moving forward. They're going to go with that 1-2 tandem with him, and I believe it's Samsonov. And they're going to have two guys locked up long term, and I think both guys could easily be a number one goalie on any team.
Hey, listen, obviously we could talk about the NHL and some cool things that are going on, but this one piqued my interest. You woke me up this morning with this thought of something about the Bishop Sycamore. What is that about?
So it's a bit of a long story, but long story short is ESPN's been doing a lot of high school football games on just kind of on nationals program times. And IMG Academy, who won the national championship last year for high school football, very big prep school in Florida, they played a game against Bishop Sycamore, which is supposed to be a high school in Ohio. But the things that have come out recently about Bishop Sycamore suggest that they're not actually a school. They're not registered with the Ohio Athletics Board or the Ohio School Board. They have no registered staff, no registered alumni, no registered classes. So no one really knows what they're really doing. And they went out on a game last weekend against IMG Academy, got absolutely smoked, 56-0. And even the announcers said it during the game. You know, the Bishop Sycamore team is supposed to have a number of Division I recruits, but we haven't been able to validate that. And they said that live on the broadcast. So it's just a total screw up on ESPN and on ESPN's part and the marketing group that they have working with them. It has also recently come out that the head coach for the game actually has an arrest warrant out for him on fraud charges. So the more you dig in this story, the more layers there is. And it's just I don't even know how to explain it. Like how does this happen in today's day and age where a quick Google search would have shown you that like these guys aren't legit?
Craziness. But you keep us posted on that. I think it's kind of an interesting story that 25-year-olds. Well, listen, I was actually 25 when I passed high school. Hey, listen, your father's also thrown out here something that's really cool. It's saying, what about ESPN and the KHL? Is that real? I did notice. I did a quick search. I did see that they're really pushing the KHL on ESPN, but I'm not sure what he means. Do you know?
I don't know too much about it. I haven't heard a ton about it because the only streaming service I've seen do the KHL was DAZN. They do the NFL Network, MLB Network as well. So I think it's a great move if it does happen. Just brings more eyes into the game of hockey and it's not just going to be the NHL. It'd be more.
And the KHL is a very, very strong hockey club. He's saying 30 games in the U.S. We're gonna look into this story, John. Sorry, Jordan has been so busy this morning beating me on the golf course. He didn't have time to do all the research he needed to. Hey, listen, Jordan, always a pleasure. Thank you for coming up. I'm obviously live here at the Bottomline. Don't forget to come down here, check out the patio. We'll be here tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, having some chicken wings and some beer with our good buddy here, and a bunch of our interns will be coming. But I got to say, it's a long weekend. Enjoy your long weekend. Be safe, play safe, and truly enjoy. I see what he's saying. On TV. John, we're going to find that out for you, bud.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. So, Jordan, really enjoy yourself. I will see you later on at Gouche Live Productions headquarters. It's not quite as hot as it is there, so maybe we can do another barbecue without getting too burnt. See you later, Jordan.
See ya.
All right. You've been watching Gouche Live right here at the Bottomline. I am now going to have a couple of chicken wings. I'll eat salad instead of the obviously the French fries today. Really enjoyed the show today. Josh Brittain, unbelievable. Can't thank him enough for being a part of it. Don't forget to check out all the cool platforms we're on. Obviously, we're on Facebook. We're on Twitch, which is really cool. We're even going to start doing some TikTok and learning how to get ready for all that fun and excitement. All right, guys, thank you for watching Gouche Live at the Bottomline. You've been watching on Sportsnet.
You've been listening to Gouche Live with your host, Kerry Goulet, better known as The Gooch, brought to you by the Hockey News and Sports Illustrated.